Hey guys, George from Diamond Yard Baseball Cards here. I'm going to go over a 42 card submittal that I have. I just got back from PSA not too long ago. I've actually looked at the grades, but a buddy of mine, Super E, and I went out to the Long Beach show as we do every year, dropped off a slew of cards, some of the Collectors Club and some other stuff. Haven't gotten that back yet, but this was a bulk submission. It was 101 cards, but my portion of it, at least a sports card portion of it, is 42. So here are all the slabs, and I'm going to go over them with you right now. Slaborama. So I have them in order from 2017 to back to all the way in 1920. This submission had everybody from Aaron Judge to Mike Trout to Dwight Gooden to Mickey Mantle to a bunch of jersey cards, Jerry Rice, Aaron Rodgers, all kinds of players throughout time, all the way back to 1920. So let's get this thing started. First card is a Donruss Panini Optic Aaron Judge. This ended up being a PSA 10. Got this card from a guy online, submitted it along with a Bellinger that's in this order. So I was happy to get a 10 on that guy. Next one, pulled in from a pack the night before the show. We just opened some of these, and this is a Bellinger High Fives. It was a 10 also. This Bellinger High Fives, I guess, is a short print. I'm not too sure. My buddy who submitted a lot of modern stuff knows more about this than I do, but I was thankful to get a 10 on this one. Next one was real happy with this one. It was a Bellinger Bowman Platinum Purple and Bowman's Next Generation. Now this card's numbered. It got a 10 also. It's numbered to 250. Hey Ryan, how you doing, buddy? So I'm going to continue here in a second here. Kids wanting codes to iPads. Awesome. You got it, Ryan? Mm-hmm. Okay.
What are you doing?
Say hello.
Hi.
Okay, next one is 2015 Giancarlo Stanton Topps Archives. Picked this up at a card show along with a couple Bryce Harpers. I really like the 1983 design. 83 is one of my favorite sets when I really got into cards. So this got a 10, followed by Bryce Harper, also same set. This also got a 10. You're seeing a theme here with these modern cards. They're obviously a lot easier to get 10s in. Another Harper and a 10. Again, just love this design. 1983 back, and the pulp of the back, or the color of the back, even looks the same as it did in 83. So good job, Topps. So here's another Bryce Harper, also got a 10. So that was the end of the Topps Archives that I submitted from 15. The next one was a Mike Trout rookie finest. This came back in 8. I was not real pleased with this, but it has a line in it, and it's hard to see on this, but there's a line running down on the left side, probably preventing it from getting a 9. But still, you know, any Mike Trout, it's a rookie card. 8's okay, so I'll take that. Next one was 2008 Derek Jeter. I submitted some Jeter and Brady stuff just to submit it. Thought this one had a chance at a 10, but it got a 9. There's a 2005 Topps base card of Tom Brady. That got a 10, which I was happy about. These cards seem pretty easy to get 10s on if you sleeve them right out of the pack. Aaron Rodgers rookie. I submitted this one. I didn't even think this one was worth submitting, frankly, when I pulled it from a box maybe about 3 months ago. But it got a 9, so I'll take the 9 on the Rodgers rookie. I'm going to get into more Brady stuff here real quickly. 2004 Fleer Tradition Award winner Tom Brady got a 10. These cards also are relatively easy to get 10s in, even though the pop isn't very high for some reason on these. I know a lot of people submit Fitzgerald's and Roethlisberger's. Also, there's another Brady and a 10, same card. I think we'll get 10s on both those. This is a 2004 base set Topps Derek Jeter. It also got a 10. Really like this card. Real nice card. This was the biggest surprise of my submittal, just because we usually really look over our cards, my friend Eric and I, really well before we send them in. I thought this might at worst get a 9. It was a 2003 Flair. Derek Jeter got a 7. So clearly I missed something. And just like on all of our videos, when we're all submitting the PSA, we're all missing stuff. Things surprise us. This submission was really up and down, even on the vintage stuff to some degree. And there's a lot of vintage stuff coming up. This was a Derek Jeter Upper Deck Evolution. Got a couple boxes of this, cracked them. I thought this was the best one, but it still got a 9. These are tough because of the surface. So that was the first series of cards. So that takes us back to 2001. So we're going to take the time machine back a little further now. This is a 2000 Vanguard Jerry Rice. Got a 10, which I was excited about. It's a really low pop card of Jerry. And then the next one was a 1999 Pacific Paramount Derek Jeter. It also got a 10. I pulled this card many, many years ago. I thought, gosh, if this card doesn't get a 10, I don't know what gets a 10. It gets the white borders. And even though this card seems pretty simple to get a 10 in, it's also a pretty low pop Jeter card. Next one, we're going back to 93. This is Trevor Hoffman, Upper Deck. This also got a 10. Some people would say his rookie card's a year earlier. I don't know, but I figured with him probably going to the Hall of Fame very soon, he's going to be more in demand, and why not get a nice 10 on him. This is a unique set. I have a lot of these cards unopened. They're called Tony's Pizza. The Jordan on this set is real rare. And this Elijah one's also rare. I think this is a 1 of 2 on this Elijah one. These were in Tony's Pizza boxes back in the day in 92. I bought a couple cases of them, so I figured why not give this one a shot, so it got a 10. Now I'm going back to the 80s. Little Doc Gooden here, Dr. K. I thought this had a chance at 10. One of these 2 cards I thought did. This Dr. K, I mean, just the colors are so spectacular for an 85 Topps. If you collected back then, it was so tough to get a card that was really bright and crisp like this, and with the blue or with the purples and the oranges, because these cards would be very, very faded when you get them out, even straight out of the pack. So got a 9, that's fine, but hoping for a 10. This Boggs, 83 Donruss Boggs, I also submitted. I mean, you know, back in the day, there were a lot of these. I've just pulled one I thought was a really nice one. I mean, centering in the back is really good. You know, I thought this had a chance at a 10 as well, but it got a 9, so that is what it is. I submitted this Ricky. We cracked a box 81 Fleer the night before the show as well, and this got a 9. I submitted it. It's off on the centering, and I think that's what keeps it left to right from being a 10. Otherwise, it looked really nice to me. Anyway, can't go wrong with a Ricky Henderson. So then I had some 70s cards I submitted just to see if they'd get 10s, and this one is, I'm from Phoenix, and this one is of one of the great Phoenix players, Arizona Phoenix Suns players, Walter Davis, Sweet D. Sweet D got a 9, and boy, this is a really nice 79 Topps card. About a decade ago, I cracked a box of these, and they're just so hard to get centered and not, you know, miscut or with hanging chads all over them. But this Walter Davis card was really nice, and we thought, man, this thing has a chance at a 10. Just a really low pop card in a 10, but still nice in a 9. The colors are really bright, and he was an all-star numerous times. Next one I just submitted was a checklist, 79 checklist. Now we're going to get some star cards here in a minute. This checklist was mint 9. I thought 79 cards, look at the centering, it's really good. I mean, if you can get a 10 on this card, you know, it probably turns into a $50 card. But anyway, so it was a 9. This was a BVG 8 I purchased for a song and cracked it open, and it got a PSA 8. So way to go, BVG. I've had a lot of luck with cracking BVG slabs and sending them into PSA and then crossing over, even getting better grades sometimes. This Thurman Munson 73 months, and it was really nice. The centering was the only thing that I thought might hold it back and give it a 7 or something like that. But just a really nice picture of the Yankee captain. I think this is probably what's his rookie 70, so his 4th card. Next one I had in my collection for years. Carew was my favorite player growing up, and this 71 excellent to mint rod got a 6. This card is real nice. 71s are so tough. I was happy it got a 6. I just wanted to slab it because it's been in my collection for a long, long time. The next card I bought actually at the show raw for $100. I thought it was really nice, but I thought it might get between a 4 and a 5. I thought a 4.5. And it did. It's a 67 mantle. This mantle centering's real nice on this card. The colors are real good. I thought, man, this had a shot at a 5, but the corners were holding it back. But it's a really nice mantle. I don't have a 67 mantle, so this will probably stick in the PC for a little while. The back is a little off, but the 67s are pretty common for that. But no major defects in it, and I was happy to get a 4.5. The next card is another one of the mystifying things that PSA does. This was a 5, a 66 Clemente's MVP year. It was in a 5, and I thought, boy, this thing has a chance at a 5.5 or a 6. I talked to my buddy. We agreed. I cracked it out. I submitted it, and it got a 4. So like my Willie Mays story, another video I have, a 60 Willie story, I was just shocked. Now, I know the corners on this aren't great, but, I mean, look at the color and the centering for the 66s. This is super nice. There's no surface problems with it, and just a real nice card. But now it's in a 4 case, unfortunately, so maybe I send it back in. We'll see. Next one I picked up at the show also for real minimal price is a Billy Williams rookie card. Boy, I thought it was real nice, and then it came back a 5. I thought this thing was at least a 6, but the centering, top to bottom, is a little bit off, but still a nice card of this Cub great and Hall of Famer. Next one is an Eddie Mathews, 1960. Bought this at a local card shop. I thought it was really nice. When I got home, though, I looked at the surface more closely and found there was a dent in it. You can't see it on this video, but it is. It's still a nice Eddie Mathews, one of the great third basemen of all time. And it's got a 5. I don't have the 60 Eddie Mathews, so who knows? I'll either sell it or keep it at the PC. Next one was an SGC3. I cracked it. Hoping to get a 2.5 PSA. It's a 34 Charlie Gehringer, and it got a 2. But still, nice card. Still probably worth about the same in the PSA 2 case as the SGC 3. But a real nice, and I bought this thing for almost nothing back a couple years ago. Real nice Gehringer of the Mechanical Man here, 1934. It's very funny in the back. If you're into the origin of the players, it talks about how Charlie Gehringer, Michigan-born, Michigan-bred, and a Michigan baseball hero. So very big on the Michigan scene, Charlie Gehringer, the Mechanical Man. Next one was a 33 Indian Gum Geronimo. Now, I submitted one of these on one of my last submittals. This one was one I got raw for about $10, but it got a 2, and it was pretty nice. You know, wasn't disappointed with it. I thought maybe we'd get 2.5. Of course, these are 33, you know, Indian Gum Gouty cards, so they're real hard to get in good grades. But I knew this thing was pretty, you know, rough, but still nice Geronimo, and the color's pretty good. Then we get into some really old cards. These are 2 strip cards of the same player, the Gray Eagle Tris Speaker. Both of these got authentic. Now you can see there's a crease in the upper left-hand corner on this guy. Tris Speaker, highly underrated. I mean, one of the most underrated players of all time. But for Ty Cobb, this guy would have so many batting titles. I think his career batting average was around 344, and just an outstanding fielder. Has the most doubles all time. So I really like these strip cards. I got them online for a pretty cheap price. This one's a classic Speaker pose. This is from 1920 W516. Real nice color on the background. Now these cards rarely get grades because they are hand cut, but the populations are so low, and they're just a real nice way to collect and a lower cost way to collect these classic players like Speaker, Mathewson. Even the Babe Ruth strip cards are a lot more reasonable than, you know, obviously your Gouty cards. So the next series of cards are all jersey cards, and mostly all vintage stars. This is Jackie Robinson, 2005 Upper Deck Hall of Fame materials card. It's a 13 of 15. This is actually the highest one graded, and it's an 8. It's a real nice card, but as soon as I got it, I knew there were some issues with it. These cards, these Upper Deck cards, just have paper loss, and they stick together. There's some on this one you can see in the upper right-hand corner right there. Anyway, next card, another Jackie Robinson, 2004 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection. Thought this had a chance at a 9, but it got an 8. Still a really slick card. This is numbered to 50. Real nice card of Jackie. Next one was just a card shop purchase I got. I was surprised to see one of these. It's a Wee Willie Keeler bat card. 2014 Panini National Treasures. It's also a PSA 8, so you see kind of a theme here. Now, this does improve, though. These jersey and bat cards are extremely tough to get 10s on. I think anybody who grades them can tell you that if you get 8s and 9s seem to be the norm. This is a David Johnson. This is one my son received because we live in Arizona and we're Cardinal fans. But my youngest son got this from a guy at a show. He just gave it to him. And it was really in perfect condition. And then he grabbed it out of the sleeve and hit the top of it. So I think that's what stopped it from getting a 10. But anyway, look for David Johnson, obviously, to do big things this year. I think this one's numbered to 399. This was an interesting card. Dizzy Dean, You don't see many jersey cards of Dizzy Dean. So these Topps Tribute cards, there's a few of them out there. I did pick up a 10 about a year ago. This one was an 8. Kind of figured it would get an 8. It's a nice card, though. Real nice shine on it. As Micah likes to say, this is a big shine on this card. So then we get into some really good results. These last 3. Roy Campanella, 2012 Playoff Prime Cuts. 2 jerseys, 2 bats, a Gem Mint 10. This card is super nice. My buddy gave it to me as a gift and just figured I'd submit it. Just a real nice card of Campy, and so hard to get 10s. Then I got this one online recently, maybe about 3 months ago. It's a Satchel Page Panini National Treasures card, and it got a Gem Mint 10. He's got it's a black jersey here. This may have been from his time as a coach with the Atlanta Braves, but it's only numbered to 25, and it's the only 10. So I was real pumped to get this one. And the last card was also a Satchel Page, and this is a 1 of 4. You can see right there, and it's a really neat color here. It's a red jersey card. 2012 Panini National Treasures Prime Materials. There's a little stitch in it. I don't know if you can see, but it's just a really neat card, and this is the only one in the 10. I mean, there's only 4 of them made, but I was real happy that PSA found their way to give me a 10 on this one. So guys, anyway, thanks for tuning in my video. Please subscribe or comment if you'd like. Love to hear your comments. Take care and keep collecting.